back with a new chapter of mathematics, particularly of algebra chapter, that is fundamental operations on algebraic expression. This chapter is of class 8, but yes, to be very frank, this also we are going to have some portions of it in class 7 also. So whatever the basic ideas, we will start from that particular part only. That is so that class 7 students can also follow it back. Now, so the first thing that we are going to talk about algebra, the first very concept of algebra is what is a constant and a variable. Now, taking for a constant and variable, we are coming to the point that suppose 2m is a number. Okay? So here 2 is said to be the constant and m is said to be the variable. Now, what is the difference between a constant and a variable? Constant is one which has a particular fixed value. See, suppose here you can evenly understand this particular 2 will not change. So that means it is a fixed value. That is why we call that as constant. And what about m to be called as a variable? Variable is particularly one type of like integer, or rather a number which does not have any fixed value of itself. Variable is one which does not have any fixed value of itself. That is why this m can take up any set of values. M can be equal to 0, it can be equal to 1, it can be 2, it can be a negative integer and so on. So it can be among all this. So this is the very beginning of the concept of algebra. Now after this, coming to the second point, that is what are coefficients. Coefficients, I will give you an example and make you understand. Suppose, let me take the same example, 2m. Okay. Now what are the factors of 2m? Suppose 6 is a number. What are the factors of 6? That means which will divide 6, right? That means it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 6, right? These are the factors of 6. Now, taking for this particular one, so 2 can be the factor, m can be the factor, 1 can be the factor, and 2m itself can be the factors, right? So, if I ask what is the coefficient of m here, means which is the factor of m. So here the factor of m is 2. If I ask which is a factor of 2, it is m. So in one sense, if asked that coefficient of m is 2, coefficient of 2 is m. Okay, so this is what it is. If you talk about coefficient of m, then it is 2. If you talk about coefficient of 2, it is m. Again, some more examples. Suppose it is a r square, 3a r square. Okay, this is a particular number that I have given. Now suppose I ask you that which is the coefficient of a r square. It is what? 3. If I ask what is the coefficient of r square, it is 3a. If I ask what is the coefficient of 3a, it is r square. If I ask what is the coefficient of r, it is 3ar. Okay, with these two examples, I think it has been a clear concept that what is coefficient. Okay, or suppose I'm asking what is the coefficient of 3r square, it is what? A. Okay, so that means these are the factors by which this can be divided. Okay, so the factors itself are the coefficients. I hope I'm very clear with it. Now, and if I'm asking what is the coefficient of 3ar square, it is 1. Okay, I hope it is clear from this part. Next, coming to the like terms and the unlike terms. Now what are the like terms and what are the unlike terms? Now for the like terms, if I say, suppose the ones which have the same variables, like for example x square. 2x squared, 3 or 31x squared, 9x squared. So these are, whenever the variables are same, we call those as like terms. Okay? Whenever the algebraic variables are same, we call that as like terms. Next, for the unlike terms. See, all these variables are different. So whenever these variables are different, okay, doesn't matches with each other, those are called the unlike terms. Now suppose for an example, we have been given 2x squared y and 3yx squared. These are the two terms that has been given to you. Okay. Now suppose it has been asked 2x squared y and 3yx squared. Are these terms like terms? Obviously, yes, these are terms which are like terms. Why? Because the variables are same. See, here it is x square y, and here also it is just rearranged, but the terms are x square y. Both the terms are like terms because just it has been arranged differently. Other than that, both are like terms. But suppose, it has been written 2x square y and it is given 3xy square. In this case, the variables are what? X square y, and here it is xy square. Are these two equal? No, they are not equal. So that means they are not like terms. They are unlike terms. Hope you have understood these two parts about like terms and unlike terms. Now, coming to the next part, that is about the different types of equations that are possible. Okay, so suppose there is only one term there. Monomial. What is it? Which has only one term. Suppose it is 2x. Okay, so that is known as, when it has only one term, that is known as monomial. Binomial is the one equation which has two terms. Suppose 2x plus 3y. Okay, so it is a two-termed one. So whenever an equation has two terms in it, it is known as binomial. Third, trinomial. Trinomial is the one which has three terms in it. Okay, three terms, see? So that is known as trinomial. Basically, whenever we say more than three terms, we call that as polynomial. Okay, suppose for example 4x to the power 4 plus 3x cube plus 2, 4x plus 2. This particular equation, see, there are so many terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we call these type of, that is more than three terms, we call those those equations as polynomial. Okay, needless to give any names to it, just polynomials. Three or more than three terms, we call those as polynomial. No need to call them as trinomial also. Once it is three or more than three terms, call them as polynomial. Okay, now this is what it was: monomial, binomial, polynomial, or trinomial, quadrinomial. So many names, you will get it. Okay, next coming to the order of the equations. Okay, how will you find the orders? Now, suppose order of the polynomial, 2x cube plus 4x plus 1 equal to 0. So suppose this is a polynomial given. No need of this right now, just think of this: 2x cube plus 4x plus 1. The highest power of the variable will tell you the order. The highest power of the variable, I am writing here, highest power of variable in the equation. So which is the highest power here? Here it is 3, here it is 1. So which is the highest power? 3. So order is equal to, order of the polynomial will be equal to 3. Okay. Next, suppose take for another example so that becomes very clear to you. 4x to the power 4 plus 9x to the power 6 plus 3x plus 1. This is a particular equation that is given. That is, there are 4 terms in it. Now I said the 1 that is a variable with the highest power will give you the order of the equation. So which is the highest power? Is it 4? Is it 6? Here this term is having only 1. So that means which is the highest power? 6. So the order becomes 6. Okay. Next, another way. That is, suppose it is 4x cube y square plus 3xy cube plus 7xy square plus 7 equal to not 12. Okay. Suppose these are the terms. There are 4 terms in it. Or suppose let me give it as x. Okay. Plus 3. Suppose this is an equation. How many terms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 terms are there. Okay. Now for this particular term, what is the power of this particular term? I didn't say the equation, the term, this particular term. See, here there are 2 different type of variables, x and y. Okay. So here x power is 3, here y power is 2. That means 3 plus 2 is giving you 5. Right. Next, here x power is 1, y power is 3. That means it is coming to 4. Here x power is 1, y power is 2. It is giving you 3. Here the x power is only 1, y is not there. So that means its power is only 1. So here you can see 5, 4, 3, 1. So which is the highest power? 5. So this is the order of the equation. Suppose we have an equation like this, that is 13x to the power 3 y to the power 7 plus 7x square y to the power 6 plus 4x y to the power 5 plus 3. So this is again a 4 termed polynomial. Okay, so let us find out the individual powers of these variables. So first for x, here as you can see these are also having 2 variables with it, x and y. So for x we are having 3 and for y it is having 7. So total is 10. Next power is 2 plus 6, it is 8. Next here it is 1 plus 5, that means 6. Here there are no variables, so no need of calculating. So as you can see, which is the highest power that you have got? 10. So you can say the order of the equation or the polynomial to be as 10. So this was the example. I hope it should be very clear to you. Next, coming up with another topic, that is how to frame the formula. Let's take one example and show you. Now this is an example of the framing formula. The first question that here I've given is the selling price of an article sold at a profit of rupees 24.99 over its cost price. Now last year already some of you have already come through this profit and loss chapter, where it has been said that selling price is equal to profit plus cost price, right? And for loss, if you consider, then SP is equal to, or rather loss is equal to CP minus SP, and let me write this as profit only. Profit is equal to SP minus CP. So this 2 formula we are already acquainted with, right? Now here we need to see what are available. Selling price of an article we have to find out. Sold at a profit, that means we have the profit here 24.99 rupees over its cost price. That means the formula for this will be this, right? So taking in consideration with this particular formula, we are having 2 things with us. One is CP and one is the profit, right? So we need to find out the SP. So SP is equal to CP plus profit. Now what is CP here? It has been said C, and profit here is given rupees 24.99. SP is the S. So what is a particular formula for this, of this particular question? S is equal to C plus 24.99. So this is the particular or the framing of the formula. Okay, it's very simple. Go according to the question it is given, nothing more than that. Okay, next. Now the second question. Find wages W earned by a worker in a month of 30 days, given that he earns M per day and he was absent for work for Y days. So in a month there are 30 days and the earner, that is a worker, is earning a wage of M rupees. So that means amount earned by the worker in 30 days will be 30 into M, right? And next, amount lost by absenting from work equal to, this is how many days he was absent? Y. That means M into Y, because M is the wage that he would have been getting in these number of days. Okay, so wages he received equal to 30M minus MY. That is equal to, you can write 30 minus Y M. I hope by seeing the answer you can easily make out. Amount earned is 30 days into M per day, that is M rupees per day. Okay, that is the total amount. Now he is absent from work for Y number of days. So in those Y number of days also he would have been earning rupees M per day. So that is M into Y. So if you subtract these two results, you will get the amount that he will be receiving at the end of the month. So that is the calculation of wage. Okay, so this way you are going to calculate. Just by looking at the questions, just as you do the linear equations, same way you have to proceed with this also. Okay, next. Now, next part we are coming to the change the subject of the formula. As you can see here that this h is equal to u square by 2g, already a formula has been given. But you have to write the formula in respect of g. Okay, so you can simply multiply, cross multiply this one, that is h into 2g, that is equal to u square, right? Then that is equal to, that means 2hg is equal to u square. So g is equal to u square by, again you can bring it down, by 2h, right? So this is how you are going to find the formula in respect of g. I'll show some more. This is one of them. Second one. Next, second example was t equal to 2 pi root over of L by J. Find L. This is G, okay, not J. Squaring both sides. Since there is a root, we have to square both the sides. Okay, if there was not root, no need of doing that. But for roots, whenever root will be present, you have to square both the sides just to remove this square. Okay, this is a square root, as you can understand. If it was a cube root, you have to cube both the sides. Okay, next. T square is equal to 2 pi root over of L by G whole square. So T square is equal to 4 pi square, because it's getting squared. 4, 2 square is 4, pi square L by G. Now, you can simply cross multiply. T square into G is equal to 4 pi square L. So L is equal to T square G by 4 pi square. I hope it is very clear to you how we are going to do it. Okay, this is just the change of subject of the formula. Okay, if you're having any problem, you can tell me. Next, using these change of formula, we can also substitute the values. Suppose we have a formula S is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, you have to frame the formula with a, suppose. Okay, find a. So the formula comes out to be S is equal to, or rather just write S minus ut is equal to half at square. Now S minus ut, as you know, 2 will get multiplied by t square equal to a. Okay, so this is the particular formula with a. Now suppose you have been given that find a 100 meter, 5 seconds, 10 meter per second. Okay, so this was the value. I have to find the value of a. So there you will write 2 into S is what? 100 minus U is what? 10 into 5 by t square is how much? 5 square. That means 25. Okay, so that is equal to a. Now find out. I'm just doing it here. That is 2 into 100 minus 50 by 25. So you are getting 2 into 50 by 25. So 25 twos are, that means 4. So acceleration comes out to be 4 meter per second square. Okay, this will be your answer. I hope it's very clear to you. Just put the values and find out the answer. Okay, it can be in any respect. You can simply change, or maybe the formula is given to you. You just have, it's written over there, find the value of this, and the values have been given for the rest of the terms. You just simply have to find out the value of the particular term. That's it, just by putting the values. It's very easy and very scoring. This is the substitution method. Substitution. Okay? Now, we have come with the operations of the algebraic expressions. Now here see, it is addition. I have taken horizontal method and vertical method. Okay? Now for a horizontal method, whenever the two expressions will be adding up, we have to write one above the other. Okay? And in the horizontal method, you can write one at the side. This is a vertical method, this is a horizontal method. Now simply you will add. Okay? Now for this, let me tell you, class 7 will be having this as the second chapter of algebra, as the operations chapter, and for class 8, this will be the same chapter which we are continuing. Okay? Now this, as you are adding up, you know, here there are no terms, so 6p plus minus, you know, it will be minus. Okay? And the term which is bigger, that sign will be coming here. It is coming to 3q. Plus minus minus, again we will doing the operation, but here the sign of 7, that is, it's bigger, so plus 4pq plus 3. So this is your answer for your vertical method. And for your horizontal method, if you see 6p plus 8q minus 3pq, close the bracket, plus 7pq minus 11q plus 3. Now for 6p, is there any term here? No. So write that separately, 6p. This here in the second step we have to rearrange. Okay, plus, because we are doing addition here, 8q, here we have 11q. So 8q minus 11q. Okay, then plus minus 3pq, and here it is plus 7pq. So we have written that within again another bracket. Plus 3, because there are no terms, only one term's constant term is there, that is 3. So 6p is remaining constant. 8q minus 11q, subtraction we will do, and the sign will be the minus sign since 11 is bigger. So it comes minus 3q, then minus 3pq plus 7pq, pq. This again here also we will be doing minus operation, but the sign will be positive here because 7 is larger. So plus 4pq plus 3. So this is how you are going to do. Okay? I hope it's very clear from this. Next, coming to the subtraction part. Now, we have come with the vertical and the horizontal method of subtraction. Now, see the sum, subtraction 3, subtract 3x square plus 2y square minus 6y from 8x square minus y square plus 8xy minus 9. So, we will be writing, as you know, one above the other. So from this term we have to subtract this. So 8x square minus y square plus xy minus 9 will be written up. Down we are writing 3x square plus 2y square minus 6xy. Please write the terms which are like related to each other. Don't write haphazard terms here and there. Okay, don't write 6xy under x square. Obviously rearrange and write. And then the down, that is the variables which are written over there, the expression which is written, because of the subtraction, their signs will change. 3 is having a positive sign, its sign will change to minus. 2xy is having a positive sign, its sign will change to minus. 6xy is having a minus sign, its sign will change to plus. So we will have, so originally now the that is the signs of the terms 3x square is minus, 2y square is minus, and 6xy is plus. So plus minus will be minus, but sign will be positive since 8 here is bigger, so it will carry the positive sign, 5x square. Minus minus operation will be plus, but the sign will be minus, so minus 3y square. Then plus, both of them are plus, so it will be an addition, sign will also be a plus, 7xy, minus 9. So this is for your vertical method. Now coming for the horizontal method, 8x square minus y square plus xy minus 9 minus of this term. So first what you are going to write, we are going to keep this whole term intact. 8x square minus y square plus xy minus 9 minus. Now you multiply with the signs. Minus plus 3x square, that means it will be minus 3x square. Minus plus minus, minus 2y square. So we have written minus 2y square. Minus minus plus, plus 6xy. That's what we have written. Next, 8x square minus 3x square. Write it, rearrange it now. Minus y square plus minus 2y square. Rearrange it and write. Plus xy plus 6xy. Right. Minus 9. Next, 5x square minus 3y square plus 7xy minus 9. This will be our answer. Okay, I hope it is very clear to you. Please rewind and see so that you can understand. You don't have any problem. Okay, especially those who are the beginners of this operation. Next, coming to the simplification part of especially multiplication part and division, and right then we will come to the simplification part. Next, for the multiplication. Now, see the first example, 2x square y into this particular polynomial or trinomial. So, what we are going to do is, we are going to multiply each of the terms with 2x square y. 2x square y into 3x plus 2x square y into 4y square x plus 2x square y into 7xy. So, as we are multiplying, we will be using the exponents here. Okay, the power, whatever we have done, since x and x are equal. Sorry. So, we have the bases equal, powers will be added up. So, x square plus 1, that means x to the power 3 into y. Okay, then 2 into 4 is 8, x square here, x to the power 1, that means 2 plus 1, 3, and again y also, y 1 plus 2, that is y to the power 3. Again, 2 into 7, 14, x cube, y square. So, here we are going to apply for the exponent formula. Simply just let me tell you, that is, suppose it is 2x cube into 4x to the power 2, right? Now, 2 into 4, as you know, the numericals will get multiplied, it will come to 8, and here this x is having x to the power 3 and this x is having x square. So, bases are equal, multiplication sign in between, powers will get added up. So, that means it will come to x to the power 3 plus 2, that means you are having 8 x to the power 5. So, this is what your initially we are doing here. This is a bigger multiplication. Class 7 doesn't have this so much, but class 8 you have all this. Okay, so this is initially with the exponents how we work out with this particular multiplication. Now we have come to division. This is what the question is. Okay, now there are two different ways. I'll show you the first method and then the second method. Now you can simply write 12x square y square minus 6x square y plus 9y square x minus 3xy whole divided by 3xy. Whole divided by 3xy. So as you are writing whole divided by 3xy, that means each of this term is divided by 3xy. That means 12x square y square by 3x square xy minus 6x square y by 3xy plus 9 y square x by 3xy minus 3xy by 3xy. Now, just see, here I have already done it here. My pen was not working. Anyway, I have changed the ink. Now, this is 3 4s, 3 2s, 3 3s, and these two terms were equal. So, I have cut. Now, rest part with the variables. As you know, we can apply the exponent power here, exponent for laws here, x square by x, that means x to the power 2 minus 1, y to the power 2 minus 1, minus 2, we have already got 2, x to the power 2 minus 1, y was same, so 1 minus 1, that means y to the power 0 is 1, plus 3 to the power x, 1 minus 1, because both the x are there, 1 power, so that means it will be 0, y to the power 2 minus 1, so minus this is whole is 1. So accordingly, I have written the answer. Okay. Next, I'll come up with another example, that is another method, so that you can understand well. Next, this division already you know, right? Because we do divisions in this manner only. Only the thing is, there are variables in it. Now, the same terms only I have used. 3xy, 3 4s 12, right? So, x square y, here the term was x square y. Now, here it was xy. So, with which term if you multiply, you will get 12x square y square. That means you have to multiply with 4 and xy to get 12x square y square. Okay, next. So, here it becomes 0, change the sign and you get 0. Minus 6xy x square y plus 9y square x minus 3xy is coming down. After this, the second term is 6x square y. Here it is minus 6x square y. That means we have to multiply with a minus variable and constant. So 6x square y is a desired value. So we have to multiply with 2x obviously to get 6x square y. So we get, again change the sign, get 0. 9y square x minus 3xy has come down. Now we have 9y square x here and we have 3xy here. So we'll keep it plus. So 3 and our extra y has to be multiplied. 3y has to be multiplied with 3xy to get 9y square x. Again change the sign, you'll get 0 as a remainder. And then minus 3xy came down at the last. So you can see 3xy and 3xy, both are same terms. Only there is a minus sign. That means minus 1 if we multiply, we will be getting minus 3xy. We multiplied, we got the same number, change sign and get the remainder as 0. So your quotient, your answer becomes 4xy minus 2x plus 3y minus 1. So this is your answer. Okay. Next. Now I have come up with another example. You can see 6x square plus 10x minus 24 divided by 2x plus 6. Now I have already done the sum for you. Just check. 2x plus 6, last term it was only one single term that I was using to divide it, right? Here there are two terms. So we have to divide equally two terms. So first, to get 6x square, I need to take a number with which 2x can be multiplied. So 2x, if here it is 6x square, that means it will be 2 3s are 6 and here there is x square. Here it is only 1x, that means another x has to be multiplied. So we are taking 3x. So 2 3s are 6 into x square will give you 6x square plus 6 into 3x will give you 18x. So I have written 1 at the side because all the terms were matching. Change the sign and see what is coming. This is getting cancelled and the second one plus 10x minus 18x. Which one is bigger? 18. So operation is minus and the sign is also minus. We are getting minus 8x, minus 24 is coming down. Next, to get minus 8x, with what should 2x be multiplied? That means a minus sign has to be multiplied and should be multiplied by 4 because here x variable is same, the powers of x are same, right? So we are multiplying just minus 4 to it. So 2x into minus 4 will give you minus 8x and plus 6 minus 4 is giving you minus 24. Change the sign and you will get the remainder as 0. So this is your process and this will be your answer. The quotient 3x minus 4 is the answer. So here these two types only you are having right now. Okay class 8? Next we'll go for simplification. Now see, we have come to a simplification. The first one is very simple enough for you to get it. 2x minus y plus half 7x within bracket minus 2y plus 3x. 2y minus 3x is having a bar above that. As you know, bar function will be given the first priority to be solved. So in that case 2x minus y plus half in bracket 7x. Treat this bar as a bracket, open up, minus 2y minus plus minus minus 3x, right? Next, so 2x minus y plus half. So 7x minus 3x will give you 4x minus 2y. Next, 2x minus y plus half into, open the bracket and multiply, half into 4x minus half into 2y. This is what I have written. So just cancel out 2 2s are and 2 2s are, okay? Then 2x minus y, you are getting here 2x minus y. So 2x plus 2x is 4x minus y and minus y. You have to add, but the sign will be minus 2y. So this is your answer. Okay, I hope it's very clear, it's very simple enough, you don't have any problem here, right? Now, second example we are having here 3x plus 5y minus, you can see third bracket, then second bracket 4x minus 2y minus first bracket 5x plus 4y minus 4 minus 3x plus 5y bar over that, close the first bracket, then the second bracket divide 2, third bracket close. Now, this is the sum. So 3x plus 5y minus first third bracket, then the second bracket 4x minus 2y minus, open the first bracket 5x plus y minus 4 minus, now as you know this is the first priority to be solved, so that means change the sign, minus 3x minus 5y, treating that as a bracket, close the brackets, divide 2, close the third bracket, then 3x plus 5y minus 4x minus 2y minus 2x minus, you can simply see 5x minus 3x is 2x plus y minus 5y is minus 4y. Minus 4, divide 2. Next, 3x plus 5y minus, open this first bracket also, so that we can just 4x minus 2y, minus into 2x is minus 2x, minus minus plus 4y, minus minus plus 4, divide 2. Now you can simply simplify this part. 4x minus 2x is 2x, minus 2y plus 4y is plus 2y, plus 4 divide 2. Now as you know, this has to be operated first since there is a division sign. So 2x divided by 2 is x, 2y divided by 2 is y, and 4 divided by 2 is 2, right? Next, so 3x plus 5y minus, now you open it, minus x minus y minus 2. Simply just simplify this part. 3x minus x is 2x, 5y minus y is 4y plus 4y minus, and here minus 2, we have put the minus 2 here. So this is about the simplification. Okay, I hope it's very clear to you. You won't have any problem in this part. Simplification, it's very scoring, but see that you are practicing all the sums that is there in your books. Okay, whatever the book you are using, be it R.S. Agarwal or the concise ones or the Frank, Oxford, whatever you are using. Okay, so this was all about the fundamental operations on algebraic expression. The first two parts, operations and the framing of the formulas and the substitution. These two parts you have in your first chapter, and for class 7 they are having the first part in the first chapter and this operations of the algebraic expression in the second chapter. So both has been done for you. Okay, so this was a continuous class. So I think you can solve out now, and if you are having any problems, please comment and ask me those questions. And yes, if you obviously like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you and have a good day.